Hello, good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. This is Gwendy from NS2D Studios, and today, oh my gosh, I actually forgot to to change this. Hold on. Special live stream. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it at that because this is actually a special live stream. I am taking a break from creating no longer you. So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna welcome you guys. So welcome Mel, welcome Silver Muse, welcome Sar, welcome Ladybug, and to everyone who is lurking as well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, thanks for asking, Silver Muse. That's the thing. The reason why I'm able to stream right now is this my shift starts at 8. It's supposed to be orientation day today, but I haven't heard from my employer. So me and the other new hires are just waiting around for further instructions. So anyway, it's lunch break for me, so I can stream for maybe an hour. Hello, Snowflame, welcome. So this stream is not gonna be very long, but it is a special live stream. Hold on. You can hear my son in the background. So this is gonna be a special live stream. Why? Because what we're gonna be doing is I'm actually gonna be going back to my animatic journey. It's sort of not just to let you guys see where I started and where I'm at right now, but also as a refresher for myself, to remind myself that okay, this is why I'm doing this. Hold on, hold on. Okay, anyway, so to start, we I am gonna actually sort of like review and talk about my animatics, and we will get to the progress I made towards the end of the live stream. And then in the meantime, I will be talking about the animatics I've made in the past, what started my animatic journey, and I will also be discussing about certain aspects of the animatic. Now, I know that the shot that you see now is not familiar to many of you, and the risk of okay, I was born and raised Catholic, no longer practicing, but there is this one biblical musical that I really enjoyed. It's called Journey to Bethlehem, and this one particular song just sang to my daddy issues. So it's called In My Blood. It's not my first musical animatic. It's actually my second, but this is the first one that I really became serious about. I became super detail oriented when it comes to making animatics. I wanted to try and see how far I can go with the skills that I have garnered through the years. So just to give you guys an idea about what the story is. So this guy that we're seeing on the screen, that is the son of King Herod, and prior to this scene, he was told by his father to go and just kill all the pregnant women and children. And he tried to defy his father, but his father's like, no, if you want to be king, you have to do this. Your blood runs in my veins. So now he has my blood runs in my veins. So Antipater, it's Antipater. I almost forgot his name. So now Antipater in this adaptation is having a moral dilemma. So we're gonna go ahead and start playing this one. Here we go. Okay, so that was In My Blood. Um, Again, this is the only existing Journey to Bethlehem animatic for now. I don't plan on doing more of these. Thank you, Silver Muse. I don't plan on doing any more for this particular IP. Um, I did initially, but then I first the Cersei saga dropped, and that's what when I really started my serious animatic journey. But In My Blood is the first one that I ever made, and like I said, it formed. how I would do animatics in the future. Oh yeah, what the hell is doing? No, this is my live stream. What the heck? This was my previous live stream. Okay, hold on. It's so early and it's already scuffed. Here we go. So there are other ways, and it's my first ever epic, the musical animatic. Let's watch. You've given me no reason to bestow you with my trust, but everyone's true colors are revealed in acts of love. I also made the conscious decision to add splashes of color to certain the singing characters. There are other modes of control. There are other means of deceit. There are other roads to the soul. There are other actions. Also, what inspired this animatic is Talia and Jorge's sexy video. And when I saw that, my cousin showed it to me, and I was like, I have to make that into an animatic. So that's why we got a really sexy There Are Other Ways animatic here. Yeah, the hip sway, a lot of people have mentioned the hip sway. I've mentioned this before, I had no reference, and I had to like sway my hips and look at myself in the mirror and see, okay, that's how the hips move, okay. Okay, let's just pause this for a bit. Is there any reason why her eyes are specifically yellow? She is the daughter of Helios, the sun god. Sun god? He's a sun god? Right, Helios, the sun god. So I wanted her eyes to show a bit of a drop of the sunlight. So that's why I went for yellow. Also, I chose red for her hair because I researched, and there isn't much description when it comes to hair color in Greek mythology, but there was one thing that described her as her hair has a fiery color or something. It could be orange, it could be yellow, it could be blonde, it could be red. So I just chose red just to make her different. It makes her funny. Also, you guys, I don't know if you can see this. There is actually a big mistake that I made in this particular shot. If you notice this dagger, why is it here? Why is it not here? This is the end of the bed. Why is the bed suddenly extending? So that is one of the many things that I will be correcting once I make the remaster of this animatic. And by remaster, it's because I promised my viewers that if ever this video reaches 50,000 views, which it has, right now it's 58. Okay, you can't see it. It's 58,000 views. So I promise that if it reaches 50,000 views, I will remaster and I will extend it to the full song. And I will. I just need time because right now I'm hyper focused on the Underworld Saga. But maybe after that, I'll go ahead and extend the song. I already have ideas on what to do with it, so I'm pretty excited. I'm so busy looking at Serena. Yeah, these are little things that I actually don't notice as well until much later. But here we go. Let's proceed to the next one, and the next one is let's see. I believe it's Done For. Yeah, Done For is my next animatic. Hold on. I had to have a lot of references for this one. If the remaster reaches 150k, we get a remaster of the remaster. Believe me, guys, I will do a full color animation if that's the case. Yeah, I sort of remember that, Silver Muse. For this animatic, I actually had to have a lot of references for animals because I don't draw animals that often. I also, the jiggle physics, I love doing jiggle physics. Chimera was really difficult to animate. Thank you, Silver Muse. Yeah, animals are so hard to draw. I just ate a flower, one that claims your power, so you better cower now and flee. You must be a liar, mortals can't acquire money without dire consequence. Then I must be a god like you, cause I got this root from the ground with my bare hands. Hermes gave it to you, didn't he? Okay, fine, yes. Well, regardless, you and I are now evenly matched. Our fates are intertwined, they're attached. Hey, Wolf Moon. Protect friends I can't neglect. So now there is no turning back. You've made your one wrong move, now you're done for. I will be the one to prove that you're I really enjoyed doing this stuff, even though it was hard. But I did enjoy drawing the fight scene. Okay, this is just a like I actually have this with there are other ways. So yeah, Jay confirmed that the creature that Odysseus summoned is a cyclops. Because that's what traumatized him. I mean, it's what, you know, made a pancake out of polity. So let me just discuss a few things about this particular animatic. So if you notice, some people were actually able to catch this. These animals were not just here for no reason. If you notice, there's the lion, the goat, and the snake. That is actually, in my head canon, this is what Circe magicked and combined into a giant chimera. These creatures that are already in her palace. They're already sitting in her palace. So, I think when I saw you're done for animation, my first thought was that this was... Oh, thank you, Mal. Thank you. Also, the snake. When it comes to the snake that I use for the chimera, let's move forward a little bit over here. Okay. The snake that I actually used for the chimera, I believe it was Zerg something. I forgot the username. That recommend I was thinking, should I use an anaconda, a cobra? But then Zerg suggested, why not use a Greek viper? I forgot the exact name of the Greek viper, but of course it's native to Greece, so that's what I did. So it's a viper like, and for the snake. So yeah, at the time I really was, of course, while I was doing the live stream, people were making suggestions, and the biggest suggestion yet was Chud. He is or right now I think he's very busy. He used to like really be into the live stream a lot, and he was the one who suggested that the Cyclops take one of the pillars of Circe's palace and use it as a club to defeat the Chimera. So yeah, this was a fun sequence to do, and I thought it was a great idea, so that's why I implemented it. Oh, it's not an asp. I think an asp is in Egypt. I forgot the exact name. I think it started with an O. I just forgot. And yeah, it is an awesome suggestion. Very unique. Also, when it comes to just a little bit of a tidbit about this part, when Circe, hold on. This part. So Circe actually in my iteration actually uses water magic as well, and she used the water to sort of teleport the nymphs away from the danger. And there's a reason for that. The actual reason for the reasoning for this one is because initially I had planned to have the nymphs just run away, but I didn't want to animate the run cycles. So I thought, maybe just Circe will just magic them away. So, and then I thought, okay, nymphs, so how do I magic it away? Nymphs, sometimes there's water nymphs. Okay, so let's use water. That's what I did. And to show that it was actually a teleporting device, I also made Circe teleport herself to Odysseus with the water effect right here. Let me just go ahead and check the chat. How you design lion? Thanks, Wolf Moon. Yeah, you were the one who suggested the spiraling water. But here's the thing: it was only after I posted the animatic that someone pointed out, "Oh my God, it's so genius that you used water since Cersei was an ocean nymph, or part half ocean nymph." And I had to admit, I did not even know that her mother was an ocean nymph. It was a happy coincidence that I used water magic for Cersei. So yeah, hold on. Yeah, it was happy coincidence. Anyway, I chose hold on. I also colored the Chimera. Initially, the Chimera and the Cyclops were colored just dull gray, but I wanted a callback to Odysseus and Circe. So it's a dull purple for the Chimera, and the Cyclops is a dull blue, which are Circe and Odysseus' colors respectively. At least the colors that I chose. And also, if you notice, the eyes as well are colored yellow, and I take it as that I put it there because uh Odysseus is using Circe's powers and Circe of course using her powers, and I wanted a little bit of an indication of that, so that's why, yeah, yellow eyes. She's a goddess. She's a lower deity in the myths. Her father is Helios. I think we'll be hearing about Helios in Thunder Saga, and her mother, I forgot the name of her mother, but her mother is an ocean nymph. And yeah, so she's part goddess, part nymph. I didn't learn that until later. So let's see. Yeah, let's proceed to the next one. Okay, the next animatic we're gonna be talking about is the most violent I have to date, and it's titled. Initially, it was titled King. It was song 38, initially titled King, but Jay changed it to Odysseus. And I think it's because the choir would actually sing in the background, oh, Odysseus, or something like that. So let's proceed to that one. So my husband and I actually worked on this together, and we really opted for a horror feel. So that's why there's a lot of red. There's a lot of. I'll review this later on. There's in the choir in the background. Odysseus, Odysseus. Oh, Percy. Right. Ocean is one of the nymph daughters of Oceanus.
Where is he? Where is he? Keep your head down, he's aiming for the torches. Our weapons, they're missing. He's using the darkness to hide his approaches. We're empty-handed, up against an archer. Our only chance is to strike him in the darkness. We know these halls, the odds can be tilted. You don't think I know my own palace? I built it.
Thanks, Wolf Moon.
Than I assumed. While we were busy plotting, he hid our weapons inside this room.
Okay, we actually have a lot to discuss about this particular animatic. I mentioned it in my previous live stream that this is the most challenging animatic I've done thus by far. And the reason for that is because I had to carefully plan out the brutal scenes. And okay, personally, I always thought that when working professionally, being a storyboard is better than being. Yeah, I've been doing storyboards as well for my own personal projects. I have this short animated short that I'm doing, and I am loving doing storyboard panels. Not too sure. Animating is really takes a lot of time, a lot of work. So, storyboard panels. I did start off as a comic book artist, so yeah, I prefer doing panels rather than the animation, but I still love animation. Welcome, Shadow Wolf. Welcome to the live stream, and thank you so much. So let's discuss this. I know that what I did for King or Odysseus, I listened in on the song. There was I think it was Big Epic Fan Guy who posted like the entire, or at least snippets, and then stitch it together. And I thought, oh, that's very interesting. I need to do it. I need to do the animatic, even though the song is not yet released. And I also watched the other animatics. I don't usually watch other people's animatics, but I have to in order to make sure that I don't accidentally plagiarize anyone. So that's what I'm worried about, plagiarism. I don't want to plagiarize anyone. So for this one, although other people have done it as well, wherein they chose black and red and gray, I feel like it's a really good color palette to start because it's a very brutal and violent song. So all these is done in Clip Studio Paint EX. These glows, I had to animate the glows. If you know, okay, let me just play it. See, the glows actually move. So I had to do there. I had to animate each and every single one of these glows. And also, watch this part. There's Odysseus, right over here. In case you didn't catch it, I think a lot of people caught it already. But yeah, I put Odysseus in the background, like he's a predator on the prowl. So for this one, I took inspiration as well from the movie Jaws, wherein we don't see the shark up until towards the middle of the film. So for the most part, I actually hid Odysseus. Yes, talking in the background. I actually hid Odysseus for the most part here.
You don't understand it. This man plans for every fight.
Okay. And also, I tried to hide the violence a little bit. FYI, the arrow is not historically accurate. It wasn't until I did research for the challenge, which is my animatic for Penelope, that I realized, oh shoot, I made the wrong arrow. But what's done is done. Besides, if I do the ancient Greek arrows, you won't be able to recognize them as arrows. So might as well do this. Yeah, I'm really excited for this song as well. Right now I'm just having interpretations of what's been released. But yeah, once this full song is released, once the full song is released, I will remaster this. I will extend the song and interpret it as accurately as possible to the song. So, if you notice over here, there's already some violence, but okay, Odysseus steps in and hides the body. And this is my husband's idea of this suitor being dragged into the darkness. That is like I just love this visual.
Where is he? Where is he? Keep your head down. He's aiming for the top.
See, it's not very obvious on first glance, but that's an arrow, that's a torch that is no longer lit. Keep your head down. He's aiming for the torches. So not only is Odysseus here aiming for the people or the suitors who have torches, he is practically aiming for the torches in the palace. So everyone will be covered in darkness. Welcome back, random. So we're just reviewing the animatics that I've made so far, and I'm talking basically about my experience with creating these animatics. So it's a special live stream right now. That was great. Makes it even creepier to see the suitor get dragged into the dark. Yes. Yeah, it's hard to catch it because of the pillar here. I should have, maybe in the remaster I'll remove this pillar so it'll be more obvious that that's an arrow. So let's move on forward here.
Using the darkness to hide his approaches. We're empty-handed, up against an archer. Our only chance is to strike him in the darkness. We know these horrors, the odds can be tilted. You don't think I know my own?
Okay. my initial plan for this one was that Odysseus was supposed to drop in from the ceiling. But I thought about it and realized that if he did, hold on, if he did drop from the ceiling, he would give away his position really quick. He would be like, Odysseus is bulky. He would like make a lot of noise. So to have him in between these four already and have him in a place where he could easily basically stab them in the back. So these guys are like forming this circle to hide their vulnerable spot, and turns out Odysseus is right in the spot that they didn't want him to be. Or yeah. Oh, like Batman.
Palace, I built it.
I really like that. I really had to lip sync this one.
Yes, I built it.
And yeah, the dripping blood. Surprise, mother lovers. So the full shot of this, these are actually limbs that are no longer connected to their owners. But it was my husband's idea, but I felt that it was too much for YouTube. So I decided that let's just crop it so it's not very obvious. And yeah, this one is Odysseus, of course, with a trail of his footprints in blood, and the sutures are on each and every single aisle, are like forming an aisle of blood and murder. So make note of this particular shot because we will be talking about this after we discuss this particular animatic. Okay, this one is not Antinous. I know some people think this is Antinous. It's not. This is actually Amphinous. Jay, in his video, specifically subtitled that this is Amphinous. Amphinous is the only decent suitor that Penelope has, or had, because he died. So he was Amphinous actually managed to talk the other suitors out of killing Telemachus not once but twice, and also is the trail of dots from his bloody sword. Yes, Silver Muse, it is. Glad you noticed that one. So also Amphinous, Odysseus was there, I guess, when he noticed that Amphinous tried to stop the suitors from killing Telemachus, and Odysseus tried to tell Amphinous, you have to leave because this is not going to be good for you. But Amphinous decided to stay, and so he died with the other suitors. I'm not sure who killed him, if it's Telemachus, in the myth rather, if it's Telemachus or Odysseus. But here in this animatic, at least based on the music that has been stitched together, I surmise that it was Odysseus who killed him. Also, because in my interpretation, Odysseus will kill anyone who has a torch. So that's a callback to the line that says, keep your head down, he's aiming for the torches. So it's not just the torches on the walls, but he is aiming for the torches of anyone who's carrying one. Make note of that.
Damn, he's more cunning than I assumed. While we were busy plotting, he hid our weapons inside this room.
Okay, let me just scroll back. Let me just scroll back a little bit here. Okay, I know it's dark. Let me just... Ah, crap. I can't time it properly. Okay, here. I don't know if you guys notice, but this particular shot, I actually reused this from Done For. This is the same anime, or the same drawing that I used of Odysseus in the as a shadow person thing, in the shadows rather, right before he attempts to slice Circe, or like threatens to slice Circe. This is the same thing. So it's like, don't like I always said, work smart, not hard. If you can if you're an animatic creator, an animator, or a comic book artist, even if you can reuse certain elements of your past drawings, go ahead and reuse them because yeah, yes, exactly, exactly. Hold on. So this is the okay. I know this is the biggest surprise that a lot of people found. Um, Again, this could very well be different because this the music that we have is only based on snippets that have been stitched together by a fan. So it's we don't know if it's really official that it's gonna be that this way, or if it's not. Um, so, but the way I interpreted it is Telemachus actually saw his father killing the one suitor that was nice to him. So it feels like a form of betrayal as well because uh he had he grew up with stories about his heroic father, and then come to find this is my favorite part. I chose this quote from Legendary very specifically. If I fight those monsters, is it you I'll find? So yeah, hold on, let me just check. So compassion with search, and he just started here. So he's a monster here in this one. So I actually took those lines from Legendary and repurposed it and changed it to suit uh, the story that I'm trying to tell, the theory that I have, at least based on the audio that was stitched together. So, the way I imagine this animatic is Telemachus is actually there, saw his father, and saw the monster that his father has become. So, yeah. Right now I'm headcanoning that right after this, Odysseus does recognize his son, and he tries to go to his son, to Telemachus, but Telemachus is scared and runs away. And so we got like a sort of probably I'm just imagining this, okay? So sort of like after this particular scene, Telemachus is hiding from Odysseus. Although Odysseus just wants nothing more than to apologize to his son. I don't know. Basically, just reconnect with his son, and the end result is Odysseus lets his guard down, and one of the suitors, maybe Antinous, um, gets a jump on him, and then that's when Telemachus goes jumps out of the shadows and screams, "Get away from him!" I know that's a cut song, but who knows? Maybe it's repurposed. But that's how I imagine it. And get away from him! And it's Telemachus who kills Antinous, and now he has to struggle with his own self as well. So yeah, that's instant fanfic in my head. So yeah, that is the reasoning for this particular choice of the narrative. Okay, the narrative that I chose to tell. So the next one that we have, I didn't upload it. So we are actually going to, okay, hold on, let me just minimize that. And I am going to put on the challenge. Hold on. Hey MJ, we're just this is a special live stream of me discussing the past animatics that I've made and my journey so far as an animatic creator for Epic the Musical. So let me just where is it? Okay, this is the one. Okay, hold on. Let's just pause that for a bit. So I'm gonna discuss just a little bit more on this one. I'm gonna touch just a little bit more on this one. Um, I've always wanted to do the challenge because one, it was suggested to me by one of our previous constant presence in the live stream, Carsavos. And Carsavos was like, you have to do this challenge. I mean, you have to listen to it. And at the time, I did not want to spoil myself yet with future songs of Epic. But I told people, okay, everyone, if you make the channel reach like 5,000 views, 5,000 subscribers, I will spoil myself. I will do a live stream reaction of me reacting to every future song of Epic that is out there. So that's what I did, and I enjoyed the challenge immensely to the point that I am starting an animatic. Now, take note, I am taking my time with this one because the full HD audio is not released yet, of course, naturally. But what we do have is Anna Casey, that's Penelope, Anna Casey's recorded audio that was recorded from a phone via a laptop. So the audio quality is really bad. I tried my best to just to salvage the audio, but there was just no way. It was too muffled. It was just too muffled. So what I did is, for now, this is a song cover. My voice is gonna be a placeholder rather. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I actually added Jorge's singing Penelope at the start. Hold on. Let's just. Yeah, I actually added that Penelope, and then she wakes up because Odysseus is calling her to her through her dreams, and she's touching this spot where Odysseus used to sleep.
I'm supposed to choose a suitor to wear the crown.
And the thing is, I really like adding visuals, so she's touching the
I
crown.
would choose as soon as I weave this shroud.
She's touching the loom.
They don't know that every night I unthread.
And visual again, she is removing the thread. Oh, I'll talk about that later on, Saram. Rain check on that one.
But I don't know how
she's
much
all
longer
dolled
I'll
up now.
last since I saw that storm. And though it was so close to our kingdom, it was far from the norm. Unless, oh, could it be some kind of sign that my world is all about to change? Is it finally time for the challenge I arranged? Though I never thought that it would come to this, just know I'll be here by you time. Oh, by you time.
Oh, Anna Casey has an awesome voice.
Whoever can string my husband's old bow and shoot through 12 axes cleanly will be the new king.
Okay, so that's where the animatic ends. Thank you, Sar. Okay, speaking of which, we're gonna go back to your question. You asked if it's gonna be a literal olive bed. I tried to research on it. So I did research on it, and from what I garnered, it's not an actual olive tree bed. It was the wood that was used for the frame, or at least one part of the bed, is from an olive tree. So it's actually very heavy. That's the reason why they couldn't. When in the myths, when Penelope asked the maid, okay, to trick Odysseus, she asked the maid, okay, move the bed. And Odysseus knew, okay, you can't move the bed because that thing's heavy. So it's really not not an actual tree, but basically already fashioned into furniture. The olive tree bed. Hello, Yuli. Welcome back. So yeah, that's how the bed is. I actually looked up ancient Greek furniture for this one. So the this night table, this chair, um, this night table, this chair, the bed, all ancient Greece. Maybe except for the mirror, I don't know how the mirrors look like in ancient Greece because I tried to look it up and it seems different. So let's go back here a little bit. Okay. So I really wanted this visual of her really missing Odysseus. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but during the first parts of this animatic, I actually did not want to show Penelope's face yet. So the reveal of her face didn't happen until she was right here looking at herself in the mirror. So otherwise, it like her face is cut off or something, and then like I also mentioned, I really like doing visuals. Like whatever is sung in the song is gonna be shown in the visuals. And that's why in this part I'm supposed to choose a suitor to wear the crown. So the crown is probably gonna be updated as soon as possible, as soon as I can, and because I need to research on the crown. So that's Odysseus' crown that she kept close by, and that's her loom. It's not very obvious that it's a loom, but I did do research on what looms look like. Sometimes they're very big, sometimes they're very small. This one is particularly small, and also she's actually after you do the challenge monster and underworld no longer you, there are other ways. Can you do Charybdis? We'll see. We'll see, MJ. I'm not saying no, but we'll see. As for the crown, I wanted the laurel to be used by Telemachus. So Odysseus will probably have a different type of crown because Penelope has a different type of crown. So for like I said, this one she's like running her hand through the what's it called, the threads, and then she removes the thread because they don't know that every night I unthread all the work I've done. So yeah. So I had that visual, and then for this one, who was doing the choir? My husband. My husband.
I know.
My husband, because there was no way that I could separate Anna Casey's vocals from the men in the background. So I had to ask him, come on, please, please, can you do this for me? So yeah, he did the hold on, my husband is coughing a lot.
Sorry.
So he did I directed him, and he did he followed my harmony. So yeah. And of course Penelope, like there's a fade transition to her being dolled up, and then she goes through the palace, and who pointed out the Athena part? Because yes, that is Athena, the owl right there. How did you get the music without the voice? There's this website, bandlab.com/splitter. So I use BandLab when I edit my vocals, and they have a splitter tool wherein you can actually like remove or change, remove the vocals and just leave the audio. Yes, Sar. Yes, it is Athena, Sar. In the myths, I believe, from what I researched, because the myths would actually vary depending on who's telling it. In the myths,
No.
Athena actually showed up to Penelope, and Athena was the one who told her to do the challenge. So this is just a callback to that. That Athena, that Penelope is taking it as a sign that she has to do the challenge. So it's a callback to the myth. May I ask if you have any animating tips? I'm working on animation, the Underworld song right now, but I haven't done animating before. Know the 12 fundamentals of animation. That was one of the first things I learned as a budding animator. Initially, I thought, nah, I can just animate. I'll just draw straightforward or whatever. But no, when I learned the 12 fundamentals, it changed everything. So, and there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube. So just look it up, Shadow Wolf, and hopefully you'll learn a lot. Again, 12 fundamentals of animation, very, very important. And how did you align the vocals and the music line up? Oh, so when BandLab splits uh, when I use the BandLab splitter tool, it will actually separate the vocals in its own layer, and then the audio. There's gonna be the bass, the drums, and other audio in different stems or different layers. So I can actually turn off and turn on the layers, and then I can just adjust it accordingly. I can adjust the timing accordingly. But yeah, this is Athena. By the way, Athena's owl is a snowy owl, like Hedwig from Harry Potter. That's that right? Yeah. Okay. I had to ask my husband because he's the one who's really into Greek mythology more than I am. So
I love mythology.
he loves mythology. Period. So for this one, Penelope's running, and
Except for,
initially,
Egyptian.
initially, my plan was to have Penelope open a closet. If you remember Mulan, Disney's Mulan, when she opens the closet and there's the armor, there's the weapons. That was what I wanted, the visual that I wanted. But when I did research, Greek people actually chose chests. They didn't have closets. They had chests to keep their belongings in. So that's why Penelope is opening the chest, and she got Odysseus's bow, and then she's running. She's pretty excited because she saw the sign from Athena, and she is excited because
Amber box.
it's sort of like in my head, the way I think of this is that after seeing that sign, she also took it as a sign that my husband is coming home. So that's why she's excited here to complete to tell the suitors of the challenge, because she knows none of them will be able to do it. Only her husband could. So yeah, I found out a cool joke. Jorge posted it. What joke? Let's just continue with this one. Okay. So for this one, it's my husband who suggested the guards. I see your palace covered in red. And then what? So these two palace guards were initially supposed to be handmaidens, but my husband was quick to correct me, and he's like, no, handmaidens are supposed to take care of Penelope's prettying up and her needs, not guarding the doors. And like, oh, okay, right, that makes sense. No problem, Silver Muse. You can just check back. Oh wait, no, I can't. I have to private this stream. Yeah, I have to private this stream. So yeah, just stick around, you guys. We have something very important towards the end of the stream. This is the second to the last animatic that we will be discussing. So also I know that faces of men. So I know people there are people who pointed out and thought that, hold on, this is a throne room. It's not. This is actually an atrium. I imagine it as an atrium where Penelope, off screen or off cam, told her handmaidens, okay, you need to, or her servants, you need to gather all the suitors in the atrium. I have an announcement. So she did that off cam. And that thingy in the front, in the platform, that is where she's gonna be putting Odysseus's bow. She's gonna display Odysseus's bow there. So let me just fast forward. So I really like this visual here of the sutures. I wanted there to really for it to really look like there's like a ton of people in the room. So that's why we have this walking here. Yes, that is my husband. Okay, this particular shot. If you recall in King, I asked you to remember that particular shot of Odysseus walking down the aisle of dead suitors? Because this is an exact callback of that scene. We have Penelope walking down the aisle of suitors who are still alive. But in that particular animatic, the suitors are dead and covered in blood. Yes, it's a parallel. And also note, Penelope is actually carrying Odysseus' bow. She's carrying it in front of her. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, you guys, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Okay, we're back. Just some technical stuff here. So yeah, glad you guys love it. So Penelope, like I mentioned, is carrying Odysseus' bow in front of her, whereas Odysseus had his bow behind him. So that's also another parallel, just a little bit of a tidbit. So now we got Penelope walking up to the platform, and I'd like to discuss about the bow. I know it looks weird. It's supposed to look weird. Because from what my research showed, Odysseus' bow has been described by Homer as palintonos, which means what was that? What was the meaning of palintonos?
Backwards.
Backwards. So the way this bow is shaped, yeah, it's backwards. So the suitors actually have to use all their strength in order to bend it to the right position. So it has to bend the opposite way and then string it. So this is exactly, almost exactly how the bow looks like when unstrung. Not straight, but bowed backwards. So you can imagine how much strength it took for Odysseus to string this bow. That's why Penelope was confident that only her husband could do it. And all of us is a series of pieces. Who, yeah. Yeah, that one. I actually saw that one. I love it so much. Yes, it raises the stakes significantly. That's why the suitors were like, screw this damn challenge. None of us could string this something. We've been here for hours. None of us could string this because none of them could. Also in the myth, I know that in epic, Telemachus is this small and maybe he is basically a small dude. But in the myth, he's actually even bigger than Odysseus. He's buffer than Odysseus. That's why Telemachus. Hold on. Telemachus actually tried his hand at bending the bow as well. And on his fourth attempt, he was almost able to do it. But Odysseus signaled to him to stop and give him a shot. By this time, Odysseus and Telemachus had already met. That's in the myth. I don't know how Jay is gonna adapt this in the musical. It might be different. I'm kind of suspecting, although it's kind of confusing at this point, I'm suspecting just a little bit that Telemachus might meet Odysseus beforehand, before the challenge itself. Because remember, he did go out into a diplomatic meeting, and I say that with air quotes. So, and also there was this one song from Telemachus wherein, I don't know who this friend is, or if he's worth all the hype, and he was talking to Athena in her disguise. So, Athena, in my head right now, Athena could have been instrumental in Telemachus and Odysseus meeting before the challenge. That's just my headcanon right now. So we'll see what Jay has to offer. Hold on. Am I gonna give Telemachus a redesign because of the myth? Absolutely not. So with Epic the Musical, Telemachus is small. He even described himself of men that call me small. So I'm gonna retain him as the way I designed him as of right now. Also, my husband did say it doesn't really make sense that Telemachus is small and maybe not buff because his mom is Spartan. I mean, Penelope is Spartan. So she might have actually been his first trainer. Who knows?
Yep.
Um,
As it should be.
as it should be, my husband said. So let's just move on to this one. And this is my absolute favorite shot that I did of the challenge. Okay, let's play it again. So I already knew before I even made this shot, I already knew that this was the visual I wanted to show. That the camera, the camera, for lack of a better word, will focus on Penelope's face and zoom out. Hold on. The camera will zoom out, and we actually see that the camera is zooming out from the 12 axis, the hole in the 12 axis. When I put this, these are actually really 12. I counted. Those are 12 axes. I really counted. So it took me 4 hours not to make this animation, this particular scene. It took me 4 hours to figure out how to execute it, to figure out how to do it. Initially, I wanted to do, I was gonna do everything in Clip Studio Paint. And it took me like maybe 3 hours to realize, no, I cannot do it in Clip Studio Paint. So 3 hours I was slugging through Clip Studio Paint to figure it out. So I thought, okay, let's switch to After Effects. And in 1 hour, I was able to figure out how to do it. So yeah, let me check the chat. I think that if the trend continues, Telemachus actor may be taller than Jay. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, in the myth, Telemachus is actually taller than Odysseus. And the legendary takes place a few years prior to the king when he was 10 or 12. I don't know about that, Sar, because Penelope does mention the storm. And my best guess right now, it's not going to be Aeolus' storm. It's actually ruthlessness. Because ruthlessness comes before the challenge, if I recall correctly. What app do I use to animate? I use Clip Studio Paint. And I also use Adobe After Effects. I use Adobe After Effects for the more special effects. Like this one, this arrow shot right here. This cannot be achieved in Clip Studio Paint or any regular 2D software. Okay. Sar, are you still there? Because we are heading towards the Pièce de Resistance. And I think if you're still online, I think you'd want to stick around for this one. I'll wait for maybe 30 seconds before I proceed. Hold on. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe next time. Maybe next time then. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys something now. So,
Hold on.
any guesses what the next animatic will be? Any guesses, guys? What the next animatic will be? Actually, no. I know what to show you guys now. Okay, hold on. Just you guys have probably seen this already, but it's not finished. But I will show it to you. Anyway, I will show it to you. Where is it?
This life is amazing when you're greeted with open arms. Whatever we face, we'll be fine if we're leading from the heart. No matter the place where we can light up the world, here's how to start. Greet the world with open arms. Greet the world with open arms.
I know, it's very sad. So let's discuss this. I know it's not finished yet, but I really want to talk about it. I really want to talk about it. So I think from what we saw in the past animatics that I've done, I think you guys know that I really like to show in the visuals, um, what is being sung. So for this one, I didn't want to show policies just yet. Um, but then Odysseus hears him singing, and I wanted the focus to be on Odysseus' face, on Odysseus' reaction to hearing polities. Um, and then we know that Odysseus already told his men full speed ahead, no distractions or anything. And yet he broke his own rule because he was that broken up about Polites' death, and then him seeing that, oh, Polites might be alive or something. Like
I told
in his,
you,
I imagine that in his head he knows Polites is dead,
Go down.
but
Anak, go down, go down, go
a
down.
part of him is still wishing that he's alive. So that's why he went out of the ship, ran into Polites and stuff like that. If we had flashback, we'll see, we'll see. I still have big plans for this one. So there we actually see Polites there. And then
Yeah, la, 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 yeah.
that's Eurylochus, by the way, right over there. Eurylochus, first view of him. And then Odysseus goes to the edge of the ship, and then he runs out off frame, and then he goes down the gangway, runs, and then Odysseus tripping. I know a lot of people have said that it's too funny, so I think I might actually update this. I'm not gonna remove him tripping, but I'm gonna remove him face planting. He's face planted, so I'm gonna remove the face plant. He's just gonna trip and then get right back into running. So yeah, I need to update that. And then so he's running, and then of course we have a focus now on Polites' hands. Polites' hands, and like I said, I want the visuals to match the music, and that's why we have Polites opening his arms to Odysseus. But of course, we know that Odysseus is just going to go through him. So yeah. Open arms turns out to be an someone commented that open arms turns out to be an impossible hug. Because you can't hug a person if you just keep your arms open. Yes. Okay, that's my poor attempt at a joke. Anyway, so yeah, this actually went super viral in TikTok. I had no idea that this was gonna go super viral. Currently it stands at around 100 and let me check my TikTok. It's one of my most viral animations. And the thing okay, what is speaking? The thing is, I don't really get super a lot of traction in my TikTok until I posted this. At least when it comes to Epic, I didn't get a lot of traction until I posted this. So it stands at 180. Oh my god, 189,000 views. Majority of which the comments are saying that I need to pay for their therapy bills. And people are actually mass tagging Jorge. I'm sorry, Jorge. I'm sorry. I did not tell them to do that. But seriously, people are mass tagging Jorge in this video. And also, so yeah, it went super viral. So, okay. Now, we are going to proceed to the final animatic that we will be discussing for today in this special live stream. You guys can probably guess. We are gonna talk about... And thank you, Leon. Welcome to the chat. I think I just... So, we are now in the final part of this live stream, and we are going to review and watch No longer you. Now, I have to preface by saying that this is not done yet. No longer you is not done yet because it took me 5 hours to render a 5 second scene. I swear, 5 second scene is there's just too many special effects that I added that it took 5 hours for it to finish rendering, and I have a very powerful PC already, so you can just imagine. But this animatic is already 98% done. And it's just that towards the end, it's gonna be just the rough animation. But a lot of the special effects have been finished. Again, special effects are finished. But towards the final part, it's gonna be rough animation. I will be working on it later on today. So that way I can see about uploading it very, very soon. So you guys, this is actually already the full song. This is what I'm saying. So you guys, thank you for sticking around. You will be the first to see exactly how the entire song goes, the narrative of the entire song that I have interpreted. So yeah, you guys are the first, and also I'll be privating this stream because I accidentally almost doxed myself. So I'll be privating this stream afterwards, so you won't get to see it. So let me just get it ready right now for you guys. So let me just I'll be muting myself as well once I have it, and then we'll discuss it almost frame by frame if I can. I'm just gonna look for it right now because I didn't actually prepare it. I didn't immediately prepare it. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Here we go.
I am the prophet with the answers you seek. Time, I've unlocked it. I see past and future running free. There is a world where I help you get home, but that's not a world I know. What? I see a song of past romance. I see the sacrifice of man. I see portrayals of betrayal and a brother's final stand. I see you on the brink of death. I see you try a final breath. I see a man who gets to make it home alive, but it's no longer you. This can't be. We've suffered and sailed through the toughest of hells. Now you tell us our efforts for nothing. I see your palace covered in red, faces of men who had long believed you're dead. I see your wife with a man who is haunting, a man with a trail of bodies. Who? I see a song of past romance. I see the sacrifice of man. I see portrayals of betrayal and a brother's final stand. I see you on the brink of death. I see you try your final breath. I see a man who gets to make it home alive, but it's no longer you.
Let me just adjust something here. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. So, yeah. Hold on. Let me just adjust something here. Hold on. Let me just scroll down a little bit. I need to adjust something. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, okay. Let me see. Okay, I think I need to put it over here. Okay, let me just check the chat. Thank you so much, guys. Oh no, don't post it anywhere. Don't put, please, please don't post it anywhere, MJ. Don't post it anywhere because I want this to be a surprise for everyone. Hi, Silver Muse. Yeah, it's. I just finished the full thing. Let me just remove some of these things over here. Okay. So the face of the man long assumed he was dead in color. So yeah, you guys are the very first ones to see it. Thank you, thank you. So now we are actually gonna go back to discussing it. I'll try to discuss it frame by frame. Okay, so here we go. Thank you, Leon. So I'm gonna do commentary as well. So hold on, let me just minimize the volume.
I've unlocked it. I see past and future.
So I'm just gonna scroll back. So in the old version, we actually see Odysseus's feet, but then that was back when we didn't have the full audio yet, and I realized, oh my gosh, the timing is wrong. That's why I had to remove the feet and just proceed with this one.
I am the prophet with the
And also here, Tiresias is see-through. I know I've already said this in previous live streams, but my Tiresias design is inspired from the fact that in the myth, Tiresias was actually transformed from man to woman, woman to man. So I chose to give him long hair and androgynous features. So I also made him see-through.
answers you seek. Time I've unlocked it. I see past and future.
Okay, that shadow thing that I did with their faces, the transition for the shadows. Okay, here's the thing. Thanks, Leon. So I wanted to have some visual about time. So time, I've unlocked it. My initial plan was to have like Tiresias standing at the edge of this little cliff. Hold on. Let me drink some water. So my initial plan was to have Tiresias stand at the edge of this cliff thing, and his shadow, I know it's not a ghost having a shadow, but his quote unquote shadow was supposed to turn around like the dial of a clock. But I didn't really like the visual. I also thought about using ancient Greek clocks. I forgot what it's called, but there was no practical way that I could show it. But I still wanted to show the passage of time. So I thought, the phases of the moon, shadows, like, shadow moving over the moon. So that's what I did to show the passage of time, because of course shadows move as well when the sun rises and sets. So the sundial, I did think about the sundial, but I didn't want it to be at least over too on the nose as well. And so I chose the shadows moving over their faces to indicate the passage of time. So yeah, like that.
Running free. There is a
Okay, take note of this shot. There's actually a callback in the future for this shot.
world where I help you get home.
And also, Tiresias is I based the background off of the animatic, the official animatic that Jay commissioned, wherein Odysseus found Tiresias in a cave, and I just had Tiresias like standing in this cliff, And what we actually have at the bottom is part of the river Styx. So there's a spirit soup, ghost soup there at the bottom. And these things in the foreground, those are stalagmites and stalactites because it's a cave. Hold on. Oh, wait. Why is it not playing? Okay, here it is.
But that's not a word.
Okay, so my initial idea for Tiresias was for him to have a bandage over his eye. I know other animatic creators have done it. He was supposed to like take off his hood, take off the bandage, but I thought that's too much animation. So I looked up Tiresias blind prophet, and in a lot of the artistic depictions of him, he actually just simply had his eyes closed. So I was like, why am I gonna make it hard on myself? So I'll just keep his eyes closed, and then when he starts prophesizing, that's when he opens his eyes. So that's why we have open eyes right here.
Still 80s in this movie.
Right? Something like that. So let's play this. So yeah, the shot is moving into his eye because we're seeing things through his eyes.
What?
And then he sees Odysseus. And then he looks into Odysseus and his past, present, and future. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. That's the reasoning for this shot.
I see a song of past romance.
I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually some slight movements. Very slight movements of Penelope and Odysseus dancing. This is a scene of their wedding day. And I actually had to do research on what Greeks wore during royal weddings and stuff. So yeah. It's so cute, I know. So this is actually based off of the research that I actually did. So yeah.
I see the sacrifice.
This one is done in After Effects. I know the part that says I see the sacrifice of men or man can actually be different. I feel like it can be interpreted so many ways. I just chose to have it as that Polites is basically the sacrificial lamb. So Polites is the sacrificial lamb to further Odysseus' story, you know? So sacrifice of man. Also, Polites did sacrifice, well, not on purpose, but yeah, he was basically the sacrifice. I know others interpreted it as Scylla eating Odysseus' men, but this is how I just chose to interpret it, because like I said, Tiresias' visions, it's really vague.
Of man, I see portrayals of betrayal.
Yeah, portrayals of betrayal. Again, this also open to interpretation. Some animatic creators interpret it as when Odysseus' men kills Helios' cattle. But I just chose to interpret it as Odysseus and Eurylochus, falling apart, or yeah, parting ways, and then of course coming together just to exchange blows. Brothers' final stand, I also interpret it as the one from Mutiny. And I see you on the brink of death. I interpreted it as when Odysseus fell in the water while fighting Charybdis, because he almost died there. One of the many times he almost died. Oh, he doesn't drink the cattle. Interesting. Thanks for letting me know, Snowflame. That is an interesting twist of things.
What?
Jay is not doing the Helios cattle thing. Because yeah, interesting.
Why is Zeus going to punish them?
Exactly. Why is Zeus gonna punish them? Interesting. Anyway, so earlier we saw Odysseus falling in the water. So now what we see is monster Odysseus. How that's how I'm gonna refer to him now, rising from the water. So because water is death and rebirth, so it's death of the old Odysseus and the rebirth of the monster Odysseus.
conquer you.
Good night, Shadow Wolf. Yeah, there may be clues in song 21 or 22. We don't know what those songs are. I don't think it's been released or anything. Not even snippets.
This can't be. We've suffered and sailed through the toughest of hells. Now you tell us our efforts for nothing. I see your palace come.
The background is actually repurposed from King. This is the same hallway that those four suitors with the torches walked through before Odysseus killed them one by one. So just a callback to that animatic.
Covered in red, faces of men who had long believed you're dead. I see your wife with a man who is haunting, a man with a train.
Yeah. Also, another thing, the one in the background, again, this is a repurposed shot from my animatic for King Odysseus. That's the exact aisle where Odysseus walked through with, those bloody footprints. I just changed the color a little bit so it's not too obvious. Yes, he kills the suitors in his own palace. Yes.
Of bodies. Ooh! I see a song of past romance. See a song of past.
So Tirese's eyes actually glow at this point. He's just like I imagine like, dude, I'm telling you exactly what's gonna happen. Why are you not understanding? I'm gonna use my full power and show you the visions. That's why. So that's how I see it. We actually see a repeat of the visions that Tiresias saw from Odysseus. So yeah, there's wedding day, Odysseus and Penelope right there. Also from this sequence, thank you, Leon. This particular sequence of the animatic is done in After Effects. So it took me such a long time to render everything. Like, there was so much rendering work that I did. There's quality. And also, Eurylochus.
No, stay there, stay there. Don't go there.
So, these spirits are actually inspired from Hellfire. Hold on. So this is inspired from Hellfire. Jay mentioned before that No Longer You, particularly the last part, is heavily inspired from Hellfire, from Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's why I also chose to have these spirits, the spectral choir, the spectral choir in the background, to be the same or almost the same as the spectral choir that sang with Frollo. Did you port over the other art into After Effects to make them glow, or can you draw in After Effects? I actually have to port the drawings. So I draw in Clip Studio Paint, then I bring those drawings into After Effects to add those special effects. Hellfire! Yes, I love that. So for this one, when he says "draw your final breath," I animated Odysseus breathing heavily, just to visualize the breathing part. Draw your final breath, so he's breathing here heavily. So for this particular shot, I wasn't really sure about what angle to do until I realized, I kind of want him to actually lip sync the words. So that's exactly why we actually see Tiresias mouth moving, like every single syllable is animated for him to actually like not just have his mouth open but actually sing it. So full animation for his mouth.
But it's no longer.
But it's nighttime
Okay, I'm just gonna go back just a little bit because I want to discuss about this particular scene. Okay, this is the scene that I mentioned earlier. 5 seconds or a little bit more than 5 seconds, and it took 5 hours to render because there's just so many special effects. The ghosts moving in the background, the blurriness of the ghost, Tiresias with the glow, the reddish glow around him. Also, there's animation as well with his hair moving around, and also this effect of having these light rays around. Also, with Odysseus having glow around him. So many special effects in just one shot. So it took 5 hours to load. I mean to render. Also, this shot, if you watch Dragon Ball Z, this is inspired from the opening segment of Piccolo and him having the glow around him. So yeah, it's inspired from that. I know that Jay loves Dragon Ball Z, so I also love Dragon Ball Z. So this is inspired from the Piccolo scene. Echala, echala. That part.
Hug that.
So from here on, it's rough animation. I actually just started this one this morning. While I was waiting, and I'm still waiting for my employers to contact me. They have still not reached out to me anyway. So the light fades,
Squeeze daddy.
and Odysseus looks up in surprise to find that those spectral choirs in the background. I actually imagine them that those are actually versions of Odysseus as a monster. So this is where it hey Christoph. Welcome. So we're just discussing the last part of the animatic for No Longer You. So this Odysseus, he's just floating there. He's a spectral whatever. I know that it's really bright at the moment because this is just rough pencils. So let's just play this for a little bit. So the spirit is just gonna come forward. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys. I know it's blurry. Don't worry. Once it's done, it's gonna be better. Okay, hold on.
Say, what a lot of fish there.
So the spirit will go. This
No,
monster,
no,
whatever,
no.
will go through Odysseus,
No, come
and then he's gonna fall to his knees, fall to the ground. And the reason for the fall is because he just came from being devastated at seeing policies, being emotionally wrecked from seeing his mother and realizing his mother has passed, and also in a lot of like frustration and rage after hearing from Tiresias that his wife is with someone else. So he's pretty weak already, and he just fell to his knees. But there's also another reason for this shot. This is also again inspired from Hellfire, because towards the end of Hellfire, Frollo prostrates himself on the ground. But I didn't want Odysseus to do that, so I just had him fall to the ground on his knees. Hold on. But this is practically the same angle. Practically the same angle as the Frollo one. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me in this live stream of me discussing all my past animatics, going through my journey through creating animatics, through creating epic, the musical animatics. And again, you guys as well are the very first to see. You guys are the very first to see the full song. Although it's not finished yet, I will be finishing it hopefully today, depending on when I finish rendering. So I will play this for you one more time before after I say my goodbyes so you guys can just have one last look. And so yeah, it's currently almost 2 in the afternoon where I am. So thank you so much, guys, for taking the time out of your day to join me in this special live stream. Thank you so much for interacting with me in the chat. And yes, it could lead up to Monster. That is correct. Because if I'm gonna do Monster, I will have Odysseus start as being on his knees. That is actually a conscious choice of to do the of Odysseus being on his knees. Don't worry, Danny. I am gonna replay the entire thing after I say my goodbyes. So we're just saying goodbye at the moment. So yeah, thank you once again, guys. And I will, if I finish this today, I'll probably post it sometime a few hours after I finish it. I'll be scheduling a premiere, so that way the rest of the people who want to see it will be able to see it. So yeah, thank you once again. This has been Gwendy from NS2D Studios. Good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. Bye, and see you next time. Bye.
Now you will see something new. That's our clever, right? That's it.
I am the prophet with the answers you seek. Time, I've unlocked it. I see past and future running free. There is a world where I help you get home, but that's not a world I know. What? I see a song of past romance. I see the sacrifice of man. I see portrayals of betrayal and a brother's final stand. I see you on the brink of death. I see you try a final breath. I see a man who gets to make it home alive, but it's no longer you. This can't be. We've suffered and sailed through the toughest of hells. Now you tell us our efforts for nothing. I see your palace covered in red, faces of men who had long believed you're dead. I see your wife with a man who is haunting, a man with a trail of bodies. I see a song of past romance. I see the sacrifice of man. I see portrayals of betrayal and a brother's final stand. I see you on the brink of death. I see you try a final breath. I see a man who gets to make it home alive, but it's no you. A man with a trail of bodies. I see a song of past romance. I see the